Hi, everybody. Well, okay, we're making improvements. We had lights run down here. Friend came down and ran the electricity all the way to the end here. So now I don't have just a light way down there, which does nothing for down here. I have one over top of the area where I keep their feed, and a light here over top of the goats so I can actually, see them. It's always a bonus. And during kidding season, that's going to be fabulous. Unless they sneak outside like Snickers did. And then we have one here as well. And that lights up Bridget's area, which I'm going to move. That trough right there is going to go over in the far corner right there where you can see that beam. It's going to go back in that corner. So then it'll be out of the way, and I'm going to have him put an outlet kind of high up so that I can plug in the tank heater to keep her water from freezing during the winter. So she'll have that. And then the next thing I need to figure out is something to shut that door. Although she lets me around her now, so I bet you I could probably shut the door and she wouldn't freak out. But we'll work on that. I'll work on playing with the door while she's having her food. But when it gets super cold up here, so Dan's gonna need to cover that window. He actually broke the frame when he took it out. He dropped it, and a couple of it's just like this one. And the top panes, one of the little uprights between the panes that goes this way, the vertical ones, one of those broke, and the whole top of it, the whole top of the window frame up there, pulled off, and we just haven't fixed it. So I'm just gonna have him do what he did last year and put plywood over it, and then, or something. I mean, I imagine we can figure something out. Just to cover it, and then I'll be able to shut the door, and the heat from the cow should keep it warmer in here than last year, because last year I actually had to put heating bulbs in those two heat lights right there, and have both of them running at once so the goats weren't shivering. I mean, I was like on the verge of finding coats for them because they were just not staying warm when it was 40, 50 below. So then we're going to have another light above this stall, and I know you can't see it, but this other stall for the boys, there's a wire there, and he just hasn't hooked up the actual fixture like those. So you can see right there the ceramic fixture. He just hasn't hooked one of those up to that yet. So he's going to come back and do that. And then that will light up their stall and this area a little bit better. So I'll be able to see everything back here now, as opposed to like, you can see what that looks like. And I've been carrying around this lantern. Let's see if it'll come back on. Yeah. And that lights it up, somewhat. If I were to shut off these lights right now, that doesn't light up a whole lot. I mean, it gets the aisle, it's pretty bright, and it gets in there, and it gets across there, but it doesn't get everywhere. And so now it'll light up the pheasants over here in this cage. So you can kind of see them in there. They're right there on the perches. Let's see if I can sneak up to so you can see them. They're sitting there on the perches. A couple of males and a female. But anyway, so that's my grand plan. And then this is all lumber that Dan had cut from our trees that he took down, dead trees. And we had it cut into lumber so that we can repair a couple of places up here. Like you can see where that cord is. That's actually a cracked beam. I don't know how well you can see that, but right here you can see where there's a crack going all the way across there. And Dan actually passed an extension cord through there for a light inside of his pheasant area. So they've got a light right there hanging down. But we would rather have a real light that penetrates in there, but they kind of need it. I think maybe it's a daylight bulb. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to figure that out. So now you can see that fixture up there that is going to have one of those on it. He's going to come back sometime this coming week and do that. And then hopefully we can do away with the extension cord that's going across the ceiling and plugged in over there, because that's not okay. So yeah, I'll have a new outlet right there. It'll be up kind of high as I can reach, which I'm only 5'3", so it can't be too high. I mean, I guess I could stand on the concrete ledge there, but you know, the idea of that scares me, because for sure I would fall and I'd fall underneath the cow and it just would be bad. So I'll have an outlet there that I can hook her tank heater into, and then they have a heater right here to heat up their bucket. I might get them a trough to have more water available in the winter. She's actually got her whole head underneath the hay. Sugar, what are you doing, princess? I just saw the hay bouncing up and down. She had her head all the way in it, and she's sneezing. Hey, Dummkopf, get your head out of there. Sneasels. And there's my moon pie. Hi, moon pie. Hi. He says, oh, dear heavens, she's got the camera going. Caramel had his entire head inside the hay bag. And a little bit ago, not Hershey, it was Almond Joy. She was standing in the trough right there. She was up inside of it and eating out of it. I was like, really? Now at least she's standing there a little more civilized, eating out of it like a normal goat. Caramel. So yeah, we're getting there. I want to get some things done before winter hits, so it makes it easier to work in here rather than having to carry buckets of water and put them in there. I mean, I'll have to do that anyway. I'll get another 5-gallon bucket, and then I can just carry a couple of 5-gallon buckets down and dump them in, and that's enough for a day, or I'll just keep it replenished so it's full like it is now, and then the heater can keep it all from freezing. And I'm thinking, because she makes such a huge mess, I'm thinking of getting a Plecostomus and throwing it down there. And then the tank heater will keep everything from freezing, and he can eat all the junk that she throws in there. Because, wow, she's messy. These guys, I can just grab their bucket and take it out and dump it out the back door here. But, yeah, that's kind of heavy. With all of that water in it, I can't even move it. I don't even know how many pounds that is. The trough alone is somewhat heavy, but then add water and I couldn't move that. I can get it to where it's almost empty, and then I can pull it out and I dump it out the back door and rinse it and stuff. But yeah, full, So yeah, that's the grand plan. We will see how this goes. I should have electricity in there sometime next week and another light, and then we'll actually be able to really see in here. I'm super excited. Can't wait. I'm in hat and no makeup mode. Well, I don't wear makeup anyway, but so I'm happy. Happy. Oh, she's back in there. She's inside the trough. Hey, goofball. Oh, you're gonna get yourself stuck in there, you big fool. Is that how you get in? Uh-huh. Do you want me to get you out now? You're looking like you didn't mean to do that. Yeah, honey, your hips are too big now. I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, your hips are too big. You're not going to be able to get in there like that. All right, I'm going to go save a goat because she's about ready to start screaming. I can't believe they do this. Hopefully she doesn't do this crap when I'm not out here. All right, bye-bye, everybody. I'm going to go yank the goat out of there.